What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Battlefront 2! So now we're moving on to Kashyyyk, the surface of Kashyyyk, now that we have fought in that obnoxious space battle. And again, I'm going to rant because the 501st was never actually here. It was, I believe, the 41st unit was the one that was here fighting alongside with Yoda. And they were all camouflaged, so I don't understand why, if you're going to reskin one unit and give him a camouflaged look, being the sniper class, why can't you just apply that same skin to every unit? It's not hard. Granted, they would not be very distinguished aside from their weapons, but still, at least you keep it consistent, whatever. Nerd range aside, this is actually a really good level.
What none of us had counted on was the Wookiees. We'd all heard the stories, of course, but we'd never fought next to them. Never seen them rip apart a droid with their bare hands. They were magnificent. Even so, it was still a suicide mission. At least it was until Master Yoda arrived. Then it became a battle. A winnable battle.
Alright, so we have one command post. There are two neutral command posts. See, there's the textured, retextured sniper there. But like I said, why can't you just at least retexture the regular clone trooper that way? I mean, come on. Anyway, whatever. You guys are going to get sick of me ranting by the end of this Let's Play, I know it. I love this game to death, I swear I do, but anyway. We have a crap ton of Wookiees that are fighting alongside of us, and I'm pretty sure the Wookiees, their deaths do not count towards our total amount of reinforcements. I believe it's only the clones that do, which is nice. I'm going to immediately play as a heavy trooper here, because there's going to be a hell of a lot of enemies coming at us, and a lot of vehicles too, so my best tactic of dealing with them is running up to them and planting mines on them and exploding them in my face, which is actually a really effective tactic if you have friendly fire off, which I do. So they can explode in your face and you will take no damage. The mines are very powerful against vehicles, and you can one-shot these, what did I say these were? Banking Clan tanks, I think they are? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Banking Clan tanks. And they are the same ones we fought on Felucia. Like I said, they're pretty powerful. There's a lot of infantry guys here, too. Again, we're really outnumbered here. There's a crap ton of droids, well more than you'll ever fight in instant action. And this actually is a really impressive level for that reason. Like, there is a ton of AI units on screen, way more than they ever put in instant action, because in instant action you only get 16 units on screen per faction, and some of the maps don't even spawn all of those all at once. But it seems like they streamlined that from the first Battlefront, because the first one it seemed like you could have potentially more than 16 units in a match, but not all of them would be spawned at once. And it just depended, it varied on the map. This one seemed like it made it a little bit more consistent. But I'm not 100% sure about that. So basically we just have to hold out for 3 minutes and not let them capture our command posts. Which is not hard, really. It's just trying to keep all these vehicles off you so they don't go gun down all your guys. Although the AI is still stupid as ever and will eventually get out of the vehicles and stop, you know. But while they're around, they can still do a lot of damage, so especially the, I'm not really as worried about the spider droids, really, because they have a very short attention span, as you can see. The spider droids are not here in instant action. Instead, we're just going to be fighting Staps and the Banking Clan tanks. I really got to do my research. I hope I'm saying the right vehicle there. The weak spot on the tank, the armor tank droid, is right there at the very back, that little round bit there. And then I already demonstrated where it is on the Spider Walker back in the training mission. So, Staffs have no weak spot because they are a scout vehicle and they will just blow up in one rocket anyway. On our side we have the IFT-X fighter tank as always, and that's really about it. There are also, one thing that's really unique about the Kashyyyk level is there's a lot of unique turrets in this level. There's a beam turret and there's also a mortar turret that can be manned by infantry, and they're pretty powerful against both infantry and vehicles. And there's some on both sides. They've kind of designed this to where there's enough land mass on both sides to where it's kind of like in the film, but kind of not at the same time. Either way, it's more screen accurate than the ones in the first Battlefront game. But we had Wookiee allies in those maps too. Those are pretty nice maps. So I'm immediately gonna now we have to retreat back to the oil refinery, and all of your units will do this. All of your units will either die off, or they will retreat and they will abandon the command post. They'll come back here to this oil refinery. Most of your Wookiees will spawn up here from now on. Vehicles are going to start moving in. The vehicles are kind of going to be stuck out there until these infantry units start flooding in here and destroying the gate. Once they destroy that gate switch, vehicles can start coming through, and that's when this part gets really nasty. This is actually one of the hardest, in my opinion at least, one of the hardest parts of the entire single-player campaign. because you are fighting an obscene amount of AI units against, you know, your hardly any comrades here. It's just like you do have a lot of firepower with this vehicle, but you got to know how to use it, because if you're new to this game and you're familiar with the first game's vehicles, these vehicles are not going to seem very powerful at all. But the reason why I'm playing as an engineer is I can come over here with a fusion cutter and just repair the gate, and this is something I didn't know I could do the first time I played the game. So, but now that I'm able to do that, I can actually close off these vehicles here and have a fair chance, where there's nothing that can really do a lot of damage to me. The objective of what we're doing right now is we're trying to defend this oil refinery thing back here from being destroyed. And that's actually not that difficult, because it's pretty tough. It can take a lot of punishment. But obviously vehicle damage is going to be a lot more significant than infantry damage, so I got to keep these vehicles out. This is really hard to do by yourself, but you're the only one that knows how to fix the gate switch, because the AI units will not do it. You gotta do it fast, because once those vehicles start pouring in, they're not gonna stop. Fortunately, you don't have to worry about any spider tanks. But honestly, I think I'm good enough with this IFT-X. I could take on a couple spider droids before I went down. Especially because I know where to hit them. The spider droid is a heavy vehicle, though, compared to, I'm not sure like all the classifications of land vehicles, but we're kind of like a medium-sized vehicle, and that's a large vehicle, and so they're not really even in the same league anymore. Like that's like it's like a walker size, like an ATST size vehicle. The spider droid is, so it's in a whole other league. But I'm pretty sure I could take a few of them out with this thing. The secondary position, if I didn't say so earlier, in the IFT-X is a beam turret. And it's pretty good. Not as good as it was in the first game, but it's pretty accurate. It can be used at really long range, too. It's not quite as good as the droid AAT's secondary turret, which is more like a proper traditional tank cannon. But the two vehicles are pretty well balanced in this game compared to in the previous one. Man, there's just a ton of guys, and you gotta really power on the offensive here. This is really intense. Keep track of your radar too, because there might be a few guys that got away they're pounding on the oil refinery while you're not looking. I believe some of these Wookiees have fusion cutters. I'm not 100% sure. I know they did in the first game, I believe. But they can, if they do, then that's good, because they can repair the tank you have here. Come on. There we go. So, we still have some time left here before this part ends. Oh, there's another armored tank droid coming in here. I'm really close to dying. I better pull this out. Yes, so yeah, may the 4th be with you guys. It is now, like, unofficial Star Wars Day. May the 4th. So, obviously, I'm going to be uploading a ton of these videos today. 2 Battlefront 2 Let's Plays, and maybe some other Star Wars related videos. Maybe showing off my collection of Star Wars games, which I have quite a few. I am a complete, shameless, honest nerd. Nothing to hide. Anyway, I totally died there. So, let's try that again? Okay, we finally won. So, now we get to play as Yoda, and the AI guys will kind of spread out a little bit. I'm not really sure what happens to the enemy AI. They just seem to kind of leave. If they're not attacking the oil refinery anymore. Man, there's a lot of guys around us up there. So if I didn't, as I showed off before with Ki-Adi-Mundi and with Aayla Secura, we're playing as a Jedi character now, and playing as Yoda, as awesome as it sounds, is really not all it's cracked up to be, because obviously your mobility is kind of limited, and you only have a force push and force pull. You don't have a lightsaber throw ability, so that makes combat kind of difficult, and fighting these vehicles pretty difficult. Fortunately, though, we're so small they can't really hit us at all. I can just wail away at this armored tank droid while I'm waiting for the command post to be captured. So now we can capture all the command posts on the map. That's the final objective of the mission, and in doing so, we allow more of our Wookiee reinforcements to spawn. We still have our fixed amount of guys, but we can get some more vehicles to spawn. We can just get a lot of nice things going on here that'll really turn the tide. I'm pretty sure the only vehicle we get in this version, the campaign version of this fight, is, I'm actually going to leave that command post neutral for now for a very good reason. You'll see why. I want to show something off. but we don't. In the instant action version of this map, we get bark speeders as well as the IFT-X. We don't get any walkers, I don't think, in this. Now, this is actually not very accurate to the, and the CIS get stabs in the armor tank droids. They don't get spider walkers in the instant action version of this map, which makes it even more unfair against us. All the command posts are the same, though, I believe. But in the film, if you recall, this was a much larger scale battle, as they usually are. And the droids had their dropships, and we had a massive vehicle that was so freaking cool, but unfortunately was not implemented in this game at all whatsoever, called the clone turbo tank, or the Juggernaut as it's called. And it's bigger than the ATTE. It's bigger than the six-legged walker thing. It is huge. It's a massive rolling tank that can hold like what, 30 some odd guys? I don't even know. And the game couldn't definitely not handle a vehicle of that size on a land battle. This is one thing that's pretty funny, is you can if you're sprinting as Yoda, you can go through under the water and not get any damage at all. But I wanted to show off that if you leave this command post neutral for a little while, all of your guys will congregate around it and they will not be able to capture it. Only you, the player, can capture it. So we can wipe out every single AI unit on this entire map and then just kind of derp around for a little while and just, have fun. Which is pretty funny to do, actually. I'm going to do that. I'm going to kill every single AI unit on the map and just be up here with me and my guys. There's a demonstration of those beam turrets there I was talking about before. There was a random droid in there. Yeah, the enemies can't capture it back, and our guys cannot capture it either. So now you can see every single one of our guys on the map is congregating around this. I think if I show off my map, you can see some guys. You'll get Wookiees and our engineers that'll come up here and try to repair these wooden barricades and the gate switch and the oil refinery and our vehicles. They'll just run around repairing stuff, because I guess that's just how the AI works. Ooh, there's another droid down there. And you can see it also on the map where weapons are being fired. Like there's a turret up there that's occupied that there's a guy shooting at the tank from. Have I gotten to demonstrate the jet trooper yet? If not, here we go. He's got a jetpack and he's awesome. Oh yeah, I demonstrated the jet trooper in the tutorial mission. There actually are a few ways to get out of this area with the tank, even if you have not opened the gate switch yet. That gate is permanently open in the instant action version of the map, by the way. But you can get around to some pretty interesting places as the jet trooper on this map, including up on that tree if I had done it correctly. And then there's actually a lot of glitches regarding this map as well. I'll be showing those off in a bonus episode, I believe. Alright, I think we fooled around enough. Somehow somebody died. I think that was from me dying as Yoda, because we have one less reinforcement. But yeah, if you look, there's like mostly Wookiees. There's not a whole lot of our guys in this map at all, but you can see everybody moving around, and no enemy guys left, so only one thing left to do now. But this is pretty impressive, just looking at all the concentration of units there. Again, most of which are Wookiees. That's just something really cool that I like to do, that I like to show off.
Great work, troops. Kashyyyk lives to fight another day. With the timely arrival of Master Yoda, the 501st was able to hold the line against the Seps on Kashyyyk. We left as heroes. Years later, we'd return as conquerors.